Okay, this is the slope-intercept form of a line. Fill in the table for each function, plot the points from the tables on the coordinate planes, and use a ruler or straight edge to draw a line through the points. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is we have to look at the equation. Remember, this is the input, which is x, and this is the output, which is y. So for every x in the equation, we're going to change it. So 1/2 times -2 plus 2. Then it would be 1/2 times -1 plus 2. 1/2 times 0 plus 2. And those corresponding answers go in the y boxes. Same for this one over here. So this is something you should have done before. So I would like you to take a minute and complete the chart and then check your answers. Okay? You should be able to do this. We've done it a couple times. So again, try on your own. If you don't understand it, then unpause and I can go through it. Okay, so here we have the equation. Y equals 1/2 x plus 2. Note, I want you to know that we can change 1/2 to 0.5, and that's what I did because I think it makes the math easier. So if you take x, -2, and then you go y equals 0.5 x plus 2, then you insert the 2 where the x is, y equals -5 times -2 plus 2. This -5 minus 2 equals -1, plus 2 gives you 1. So where it says -2 up here, you're going to put 1. Now, I'm just going to let you see and take a look at this for each equation, okay? And show you that. So this is x is -1, you put 1.5. 0, you put 2. 1, you put 2.5. 2, you put 3. So here are the equations, and I'm just going to move it up so that you see how to solve it, because I already did the steps for you. And so you can review your answers. And remember, you can pause and move it around if you need to. Okay? So this is A. So if we go back to our sheet, go back to our sheet, which is right here, we're going to fill in -2 is 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, and 3. Okay? And now we're going to look at the slope-intercept form for B. Okay? So if we look at, we were given the equation, y equals -2x minus 3. X is -2. That's x is -2. Y equals -2 times -2 minus 3. Y equals -2 times -2 equals 4. Remember, two negatives make a positive. 4 minus 3 is 1. So we're going to put the 1 there. Okay? Again, I want you to review. And y equals -2x minus 3. So the next number we need to check is -1. So we put it where the x is. So -2 minus -1 minus 3. So y equals -2 times -1 gives you a positive 2. So 2 minus 3 is -1. Okay? So I'm going to pull up all the answers so you can review the steps. This one is -3, 1 is -5, and 2 is -7. Okay? So make sure you look at all the steps. Okay? Pause it. I think it really, really helps to write the equation every time. I think it really helps to write what the x equals. I think it really helps to plug it in, and then you can just solve it, okay? And then you just have to say, okay, when x is -1, you can just plug it in, okay? So check your answers. And now we are going to fill in the second chart with our answers, which are 1, -1, -3, -5, -7. Okay? Now, what they want you to do, fill in the table, plot the points from the table on the coordinate planes. Now, this is each worth 1. Okay? I sometimes makes it easier to see if you put the numbers in. Sometimes it makes it more difficult. So some people skip the lines, some people, and these are negative, okay? Some people skip the lines. That's something that is going to be a choice that you can make. Like, to me, it gets too crowded. We know this is 0, so I would go 2, 4, 6, and then I would go -2, -4, -6, just because it doesn't look so cluttered to me, okay? Now, when we plot the points, we're going to go -2 over 1. Okay, just got to pause for a minute. Thank you. Somebody came in and asked me a question. Okay, so the first one is -2 up 1, because remember, -2 goes to the left, positive goes up. So then we have -1 and 1.5. So between 1 and 2 is 1.5. 0 is 2. 1 is 2.5. Okay? And 2 is 3. Now I'm going to draw a line. They call it a straight edge. I call it a ruler. It's the same thing. Okay? Now, when we are on, this is the y-axis and this is the x-axis. So where it intercepts, this is the y-intercept, which matches the y-intercept up here, which is 2. Okay? So the graph points, when we're graphing, I just want to review, graph points, you do the x and the y, and remember x and y is left or right, and the y point is up or down. Okay? Now, when we look at this, we can look at the slope, and remember it says 1 over 2. If we were to go up 1 and we go over 2, it matches what this says. So we have the y-intercept, which is 2, and we have the 1 over 2, which is the slope, which is awesome. So we got it. Now the next one, let's see, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, -1, -2. I'm going to skip a few down. -3, -4, -5, -6. Okay, and this is 2, 4, 6, just so it's not so, I don't know, messy looking. 4, 6. Okay, so these are all worth 1. So the first one is -2, and we're going to go up 1. Then we're going to go -1, and we're going to go down because it's negative. Then we're going to start at 0, and we're going to go -3. Then we're going to go 1, and we're going to go -5. And then we're going to do 2, and that's -7. Okay, and I'm going to draw a line with a straight edge or the ruler, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and they say that the y-intercept is -3, 1, 2, 3, which it is. So this is the y-intercept. It's -3. And the slope is -2 over 1. Now, when you see a negative number by itself or a positive number by itself, the slope would be like over 1. Okay? So if we look at this number, we go, and I'll use this because I think it shows it better. we go down 2 over 1. So we proved that this is graphed right, and we did the math right. Now the next thing they want us to do is they want us to do it using the y2 minus y1 formula, okay? So what I'm going to do is this one's going to be x1, x2. This one's going to be y1, y2. We have to do it over here, so I'm going to make this x1, x2, y1, y2. All right? So we know the slope is already 1/2, but we're going to prove it. We've already proved it graphically, plotting the points. Now we're going to prove it algebraically or mathematically. Okay, so y2 m, which is slope, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we're going to take y2, which is 1.5, minus 1, which is y1. We're going to take negative 1 minus negative 2. Remember, 2 negatives make a positive. So 1.5 minus 1 is 0.5, and negative 1 plus 2 is 1. So 0.5 is 1/2. Okay? So we checked that out mathematically. Now y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1 equals, see, y2 is negative 1 minus 1, and then we have negative 1 minus 2. And remember, when you have 2 negatives, it becomes a positive. So negative negative becomes negative 2, and negative 1 plus 2 equals 1. So we proved it right again. So we did it mathematically because negative 2 equals negative 2 over 1. So we got this one, we got this one, and we got this one. Okay, so it's all correct. All right, I'm going to leave it here for a minute, and I'm going to let you check it over. Okay, and thank you for listening.